So new calls today for Tea Party Congressman Joe Walsh to resign after he doubles down on attacks that his opponent, who is an Iraq War vet and a double amputee, well, he thinks she talks about her war record too much. Yesterday, the Illinois Republican reiterated what he has said about Democrat Tammy Duckworth. He said it on Sunday.
Now, I'm running against a woman who, my God, that's all she talks about. Our true heroes, the men and women who served us, it's the last thing in the world they talk about.
Vote Vets, one of the nation's leading veterans group, told Think Progress, quote, telling a veteran to shut up on the 4th of July is beyond the pale. We are past the point of calling on Joe Walsh to apologize. He should step aside and stop embarrassing his district and America. Joining me now, John Soltz, Iraq War vet and chairman of VoteVets.org. John, thanks for your time. Joe Walsh has been caught up in a lot of things. He went on a rant in a bar against a constituent in his district. He was also involved in this child support issue. It was later dismissed, but his ex-wife had made claims that he wasn't paying child support. That lawsuit she filed was eventually dismissed. He has had certainly his name attached to some strange things, but this one goes beyond strange. To you, it's offensive.
Yeah, he's just crazy. We've been battling him in regards to Tammy Duckworth for a while. He ran against Melissa Bean last cycle. Somehow he came into Congress. I'm not even quite sure the Republicans actually supported him a lot. He's sort of a fringe character, didn't pay his child support. Several months ago, he was talking to David Catanese, sort of, not off the record, but sort of very casually with a recorded microphone, and he said, Tammy Duckworth got shot out of a helicopter. What else did she do? 6 weeks later, he decides that he wants to challenge her to a debate while she's on military duty. And most people don't know this about Tammy Duckworth, but she's still a lieutenant colonel in the Illinois National Guard with no legs. And now he basically makes the statement that Tammy's always talking about her service. As someone who knows Tammy, she doesn't talk about it. And the only one talking about her service all the time is Joe Walsh. The fact is she has no legs, and it's obviously very noticeable, and it's a huge part of who she is.
It's a part of her life. It's her story. He said in a statement, Congressman Walsh says, of course, Tammy Duckworth is a hero, just like every man and woman who's worn the uniform. Her service demands our utmost respect. However, unlike most vets I've had the honor to meet since my election in Congress, who rarely, if ever, talk about their service or their combat they've seen, that is darn near all of what Tammy Duckworth talks about. Might he be intimidated that she was willing to go and fight for her country, wounded, devastating wounds, and is still there for her country? Yeah,
look, that's so offensive because Joe Walsh, I don't even think, he's one. I don't even think he played dress up on Halloween as a military, when he was a kid. The guy has no idea what it means to be in the military or what it means to serve. He has no idea what that sacrifice means. I think what's most important about Tammy is this fact that she's still serving, and certainly why she has my admiration. And I interview lots of Iraq veterans who call Vote Vets, and they want our help when they run for office. But Tammy's the real deal. She was shot down in a helicopter in Iraq, and the only reason that she lived is because the RPG, it singed her wounds that she didn't bleed out. She is the real deal hero. And, when I had to go back to Iraq last year, I wasn't really sure if it was the right thing to do. I didn't agree with the war. I have a very nice job I enjoy running VoteVets.org. And when you look at Tammy Duckworth and she's willing to go back to Iraq with no legs, even today, you have to ask yourself inside, like I did, who am I not to go back if Tammy Duckworth does? And I think that's the basis of this issue and why it's so offensive of what Joe Walsh has said. He needs to just resign and stop embarrassing his constituents.
Well, as he said that he believes that she's a hero, he's sticking by his words that she talks about her combat service too much, but he's apparently received quite a few negative comments, at least on his Facebook page. We'll see what his next move is. John, great pleasure having you on. Thank you.
Thanks, Tamron.